Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold. My agent just said we made 100 flat. Make it back and make it stack, this like no Steven Jack. Put my rings up in the camera like I needed that. Up in the air and at the rim is where I meet them at. Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of I'm Not Gonna Hold You. I am your host, Scott Lewis, aka Barbchair Scott. Of course, you know where to follow me on all social media platforms at Barbchair Scott. All of the links in to all my social media are in the description box, Twitter/X, TikTok, Instagram, whole nine. On there, man. Follow the Barber's Chair at Barber's Chair Co. Follow HB Media at HB Media TV, and follow 79th and Hallis, 79th and Hallis on Twitter. Got a big show for y'all today, man. While we're at it, subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/Barber's Chair Network. That link is also in the description box, or you can scan the QR code right here on the screen, so you can go over there and check everything we got over there. A lot of exclusive 79th and Hallis content will be coming during this off season. We already got one exclusive pod up right now, and subscribe to my new YouTube channel at Barbchair Scott. Like everything else, you can click on that link in the description box, or also scan the QR code, man. We got a big show on deck for y'all, man. We got Pavi joining us later. We're actually going to talk about NBA today. We have not discussed the National Basketball Association since the end of Game 7 of last year's NBA Finals. So we will be talking about that. As far as schedule update, I'm not 100% sure. There's going to be a show next Friday because I will still be coming back from San Francisco from the Super Bowl. I'll be doing Super Bowl week. Radio Row opening night. I will be covering also Super Bowl practice. Well, not practice, like the press conferences and stuff like that. So don't know if I'm going to be doing a show on Friday. I will at least, even if I don't do a show on Friday, I will at least be doing a Super Bowl breakdown, my picks. So I would expect that more than an actual show, because I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling next week. So I don't know if I'm going to have the energy to do a full show. But at the least, I will have a Super Bowl preview video for y'all next week, man. So let me bring my esteemed colleagues in. Right now, we got the one and only JR Bang. You can follow JR Bang at JR Bang on all social media platforms. We got Dante back with us after a couple weeks. You can follow Dante at October Zone Tay on all social media platforms as well. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Happy Friday to you as well. Shout out to everybody who watched last week. We did pretty good in the numbers last week. So let's keep that up. Bang, I just noticed today, Bang has a new media company he didn't tell anybody about. Tell us about Some Dude Media.
Oh, no, man. I'm just transitioning everything under the Some Dude name. So Some Dude Media, which will house all of the separate content that we do here at Barber's Chair, but also combine the stuff as well. Starting to create some of my own stuff back to what I used to as well. So it's just really just transitioning the name of everything to the main podcast that we have, which is Some Dude. So Some Dude Media.
The, uh, Let me see. This is gonna be a remedial question, but you gonna have to show me how to put the logo when you be editing the reels. I finally learned how to put pictures and music on my reels. I still don't know how to put the logo on that, so I need that. Shout out to everybody.
Gotcha.
Where's Courtney? We kidnapped her and she's in our basement. No, I'm just kidding. Courtney has business to attend to, so we still got to get her new schedule put together before she can get back. But no, we have not kicked Courtney off the show. So we just have different schedules at the moment. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Salute. Yeah, so yeah, I definitely need to learn that. But follow Some Dude Media as well. Dante, know you had trouble with the snowstorms last week, but how you feeling this week, brother?
I'm solid, bro. I mean, Metro Atlanta didn't get really hit. I mean, it was just more so preparation for it. Some people lost power in other states. We were solid though. I was supposed to snow again this week, so we're gonna see what happened. But other than that,
It's
I really
snowing
can't
out here
complain.
now. It's snowing over here now.
Yeah, it's been snowing since this morning when I was at the gym. I saw it snowing, and it's been snowing. I just like, hey man, just don't mess with my flight on Sunday morning. I got an early ass flight, and I got connecting flights, which pisses me off. So I don't want my travel delayed any longer than I want it to be delayed. I got to fly from Chicago to Phoenix, 45-minute layover, Phoenix to San Jose, and then when I come back, I gotta go from San Jose to Vegas, and then Vegas back to Chicago. So, because everybody told me to fly into San Jose because that's closer to the stadium, just to find out that the NFL is only going to be doing a Super Bowl at the stadium. Nothing else will be done at Levi Stadium.
Yeah.
Half of the event's going to be in San Jose. Radio Row is going to be in downtown San Francisco. So thank you for the large travel that I have to do NFL. But also shout out to my Bay Area followers on Twitter because I tweeted, y'all send me restaurant recommendations. And I got 4 pages worth. So shout out to all y'all. Shout out to Twitter. Twitter is good for some things, man. So I appreciate y'all. One of my personal resolutions this year was to actually start to eat by myself. Now, the reason I don't eat by myself is actually very hilarious. Anybody remember the movie Superbad? Remember the scene where Seth is like, you want me to sit over there by myself like fucking Steven Glansberg? Every time I even attempt to eat by myself, I think about that scene. Now, granted, I would do anything else by myself. I go to movies by myself. I do anything else. But I have yet to master eating in public places by myself. I will be doing that all next week. Okay. That is on the top of my resolutions list. Okay. So I will stay tuned for that. So definitely going to have a lot of interviews for y'all like I did last week. We're going to try to get them up as quick as possible. Shout out to the homie Nikhil. He will be joining me out there. So we will be taking care of all of the content for y'all right away. So look forward to that, man. Let's just get right into it, shall we? Let's start with some Chicago Bears news. The Bears have 2 people from their staff and front office who are now in different places. We're going to start with the first job. Bears assistant GM Ian Cunningham is now the general manager for the Atlanta Falcons. I think he's from the area, if I'm not mistaken. Did he go to Georgia too? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I think I saw he went to Georgia.
I think he did.
Okay, I think he did. He has heavy Georgia ties out there. Also, he'll be working with Matt Ryan.
But no, he went to Virginia.
He went to Virginia.
He's from Georgia.
He's from Georgia. And he's a Falcons fan. That's what it was. Okay. So he's from Georgia. He's a Falcons fan. He's now the general manager. He'll be working under the president of football operations, our boy Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan will be there. And that is part of the dilemma, which has Bears fans very upset. Now, Matt Ryan is one of Ryan Pohl's best friends. They went to Boston College together. So I'm going to get to that in just a second. Other move, Declan Doyle is now the new offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. Now, because it's the same job title, the thing that lured him over to Baltimore was he'll be able to call plays, which obviously he wasn't doing here with, Ben Johnson and things of that nature. Now, here's the issue. Here's the issue that's got Bears fans up in arms. The Bears are not going to get comp picks as of right now. Now, I saw some other people say that, it depends on what's negotiated in the contract. If the Bears get a pick, that remains to be seen. I don't know if the Bears are going to challenge the ruling, but because Matt Ryan is the president of football operations and Ian Cunningham isn't technically the full shot caller, the Bears, by the rule, don't get any comp picks. That remains to be seen if the NFL changes that. But as of 4:15 p.m. Central Time, January 30th, 2026, the Bears not getting a comp pick. And the Bears could have blocked that move. The Bears also could have blocked Declan Doyle since he's going from the same position. Now, here's the thing I got to say. Bears fans, I'm going to need y'all to get a grip, okay? Because y'all have been absolutely losing it. People have been tweeting crazy stuff to the media who has been proposing people. I've seen somebody say, oh, you media heads, y'all just hate fans. And in typical Scott Lewis fashion, I said, yes, I do hate fans. So where do we go from here? And I did not get an answer after that. But the thing is that is irritating me. You got to understand, live in the real world here. This is all about relationships. No, it doesn't help the Bears currently. They're not getting the comp picks. Even I personally don't care about comp picks like we have here in the chat here. Bears fans acting like we were going to get 2 firsts. These are going to be like late 3rd or 4th rounders, if I'm not mistaken. It's about relationships. If you're Ryan Poles, you're a black man, and you know how hard it is to get one of these jobs as a black man, he's not finna block this fellow black man and somebody who's actually a friend of his, who's been in the trenches with him since he's been at the Bears, to have a better opportunity for him and his family in a different situation. Now, we obviously know that he's not going to be the full shot caller there, but this is about relationships. He's also homies with Matt Ryan. There might be sometime down the line where the Bears want to make a deal with Atlanta, and that's going to come in handy. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with Declan Doyle. He held it down for the Bears this year. Why would I block your opportunity? So I know I'm asking for Bears fans or just sports fans in general. And I know fan stands for fanatic. You're not thinking rationally. That's not your job. I'm going to need you to start thinking rationally. If the Bears do get comp picks, if the NFL decides, okay, we're going to give it to you anyway, if Declan Doyle or Ian Cunningham negotiated in their contract for the Bears to get a pick, cool. Or if the Bears fight it, awesome. But saying that people should get their job blocked that just don't happen in the real world. And I need people to come down from that. And I think this is my overall issue with sports fandom as a whole. This is just beyond Bears fans. Sports fans can be very entitled. Sports fans can be overly emotional. Sports fans don't think with logic a lot of times. And I say that because I used to be one. I used to be one of those over-the-top sports fans. You know what I'm saying? And I still have it in me from time to time, but I live in a little world called reality where you have to think about these things. And if you have a great organization and a great coaching staff, like the Bears seem to finally have, these things happen. We spent all the last year laughing at Lions fans for what they was reacting when they lost Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. Don't do the same now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just be keeping people like this isn't real life. So that's my overall take. On the football side, I think that Ian Cunningham has been that driving force that helps Ryan and the things he's done in his 4 seasons here as the Bears general manager. We've heard the times that sometimes Ryan wants to put too much dip on his chip and trade for, you want to trade up to get wrong, which and some people question if we should have drafted him where he was at. That'd have been even crazier. He's been the guy who's been really helping him. He's been on these scouting trips with Ryan. So I do believe that this is a good hiring for the Atlanta Falcons, and I'm excited to see what he can do. I don't want to do too much, obviously, because the Falcons in the same conference as the Bears. But big salute to Ian Cunningham. As far as Declan Doyle, a couple of my Ravens homies hit me up already, said, what are we getting? All I can tell you is Deck is a very smart dude. They're a much different person and much more refreshing than Shane Waldron. Obviously, he doesn't call plays, but he's part of the game plan. But this is also Ben's offense. So I do think it's a risk for Baltimore because you don't know exactly what you're going to get. The Bears hired Matt Nagy because he was the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. But we all know that Andy Reid was the one calling the plays, and it was Andy Reid's offense. Now, the thing that might work in the favor of the Ravens, they don't have a young quarterback that they're trying to mold. They got a 2-time MVP in Lamar Jackson. So I think that this is as soft of a landing as you can have for Declan Doyle. And when you have opportunity to, call plays, you really can't, pass it up. And we just got news right here from Seth Wickersham. The Seattle Seahawks are going to go up for sale after the Super Bowl. That's interesting.
These rich folks know something we don't know. But
that's what I said. All these sports teams going up for sale. That's
no coincidence.
I have watched enough industry and succession in my life to know that much. Something's happening. McCaskey's pick up the phone. But anyway, Dante, I'll go to you first because we ain't heard from you in 2 weeks. What do you think about Ken Cunningham and Declan Doyle, their new jobs, how it fares for the Bears, their new teams, and the outrage from the fans?
Shout out to Ian Cunningham. I think it's dope. He's been a hot name for a few years. To finally get that opportunity and to do it in your home state, that's pretty good. I think he's going to do a good job. This Falcons roster, is somebody I've been watching the Falcons for years. They're not as bad as the record may show. They're usually a mid-tier team, but the reality is a lot of times they lose a lot of one-score games, a lot of the bad coaching decisions, moves here and there. So from a personnel standpoint, he's gonna have something to work with, so that's gonna be good. In terms of the comp picks, I'm with you. Don't panic yet. It's all about the language in the contract. And I read something that said today, if he gets control over the 53, then we get picks. But if it's a situation where he does all the work and then Matt Ryan has the final say so, the yes or no, then we don't get the picks. So we'll wait and see. But even if we don't get the picks, man, shout out to Ian. I think it's gonna be great for the Atlanta Falcons. For the Bears, I think you're getting to a point now, and this speaks more with Dan than Ian, but I think it all works the same, where you're starting to build that tree. We've never had like a tree where people want to come poach people who work for the Bears. It's always been like, oh, you work for the Bears. It's never been like that, but this now with Ben Johnson being as respected as he is and seeing guys from his staff being interviewed and picked off, and I think it's interesting to see who he'll replace him with. I think we'll get some good names for that, because now as a candidate, you see that and you say, okay, I want to go work for Ben because that's going to help me elevate. So I think with both picks, it's a good thing. You look at Dan, him and Lamar Jackson are the same age. Like that's crazy. Like they're both 29.
That's definitely crazy.
Yes. So you talk about a name that's going to be somebody to watch in the future with the way things have been going and teams wanting offensive-minded coaches. So I think it's great for the Bears in terms of your reputation and more people wanting to come work for your coach to see where they can go. And also, it's going to be great for both of those teams. Like we said, we'll get to really see his offensive mind. We saw the game plans that he helped put together with Ben. So seeing Lamar Jackson running some of the plays that we ran, I think that could be dangerous. That could be deadly. Like I said with Ian, the Falcons are not a bad football team. They've been mid-tier, and I think he's shown that, with the roster he built here in Chicago really quick, when you look at the turnaround, they're going to be good.
Yeah, I would love to slide Bijan over here, but like I said, we live in a world called reality.
Bijan's going to get paid $200 million to stay in Atlanta.
To stay in Atlanta. Did you see the press conference where Matt Ryan was like, I think you have to say the players play.
Yeah, that's what people don't realize. Like, this is one of those situations where they got the right guy for the job. Yeah. Like, Matt knows this city. So I'm actually excited to see what the Falcons do, because it's going to be good.
And Matt Ryan spent and it's also not to cut you off, man. Also, of course, we know his relationship with Ryan Poles. I'm pretty sure he got to meet Ian Cunningham because Matt Ryan was at Bears camp for an entire week this summer. So I'm pretty sure he had like some conversations with Ian. He probably thought, oh, that made a good guy. But go ahead, man.
I was going to say, let Black Atlanta tell you, we don't like that Kevin Stefanski hire, though.
Wait, real quick, Bang, before you go, let me say this. Let me say this. As a Black, because exactly. Stop. We got to stop with the culture team shit. The Atlanta Falcons haven't made the playoffs in 8 years. What culture are y'all talking about? They have not hosted a playoff game since they opened their new stadium. Like, what are we doing here, bro?
Lemon pepper wet and strip clubs.
And that's the thing. They got mad at the old mayor for saying that. Like, yes, we have a lot of, black shit that we do, but let's try to focus on more before we just be known for the BS. But people keep leaning on that. And it's like, we talking about, he don't fit the culture. What are y'all talking about? We don't win. What is the culture? What is the culture? Just like when everybody's talking about bring Dion and Shadorian. Are you crazy?
Oh yeah, it's nuts.
Like, what sense do that make, bro? So my people got to
People
really get
just-
off that. Let them build a
People
team.
people just want cool shit when they go to games. They don't care about winning games. But go ahead, man.
But yeah, because we wasn't Dante wasn't here for us to talk about that, so I wanted to get his thoughts there. Now, as far as when it comes to Declan Doyle, even before Declan was hired with the Bears, there was rumblings around Detroit and around the NFL that this man is a future head coach. So being around Ben and being able to prepare, I think is going to be good for him, and I think it's a good move for him too. If you want to call plays and you feel like that you can make an impact there, that's going to help you get you a job quicker, especially if you could do that with Lamar Jackson. Now, I have more questions about the Baltimore side of things than I do with the Bears thing because as much as I do love Lamar Jackson has to deal with, he had to deal with Ty Monken. He won an MVP underneath him and Pauls and I don't know. It's we will see because the wide receiver offense, we'll see because it's gonna be different with Jesse Mentor as the head coach and him as the OC. With that being said, as Dante said, it's good to see somebody have a tree from this Bears team. This whole staff being able to see people get poached and hired. I figured that Eric Bieniemy was going to go back to the Kansas City Chiefs if a position was available. Matt Nagy got fired, and stuff right there. So Eric Bieniemy is back. Then you got people looking at Al Harris and seeing if he could be a potential DC. Looks like he's going to be back. Declan Doyle got the interview with the Philadelphia Eagles. Turned that down. That's something to even think about right there when it comes to the Eagles. Turned that down and end up getting the job with the Baltimore Ravens. Um, JT Barrett is there. You got a couple of people that's on the offensive staff that's been around Ben. They just hired the OC from Boston College, and we don't know exactly what his role is going to be. My man Tanner, that was with him in Detroit, then he went over to the Jets. He's out there too. So I think they have capable people. As long as Ben Johnson is there, Ben Johnson is calling the plays. So you're looking at somebody that is, I don't want to use this word, but I'm only going to use it because I can't think of another word. While Ben Johnson is calling the plays, you need a secretary to make sure, or an executive assistant to make sure that he has everything in place and make sure that the structure is okay. So if that is JT Barrett, is that Tanner, is that Johnny Morton? Some people John Morton, people's talked about with experience with Ben, this dude from Boston College. Whoever it is, Ben's calling the plays, Ben's running the offense. As long as Ben there, we're good.
And that's the perk of having an offensive play caller because, like I said, I'm not mad at people having defensive head coaches. I mean, just look at this year's Super Bowl matchup. You got Mike McDonald and you got Mike Vrabel. These are two defensive guys, even though they have two good offensive coordinators. You got Kubiak with Seattle, and you got Minnie Hoodie, aka Josh McDaniel, for the Patriots. Now, for Patriots, they're in a much favorable situation because McDonald done got two cracks at the apple. He's not going to be head coach ever the fuck again. It's like with the Bears and Dennis Allen. We ain't got to worry about that. Now Kubiak, Brady is itching at a trigger finger to make him the next Raiders head coach. So they're gonna have to worry about that, win or lose, in next week. But when you have an offensive minded head coach, as long as he knows how to put together a staff, you're going to be good money. One of the biggest issues for Detroit was I think that Dan Campbell is a good coach. I think Dan Campbell is a CEO type of head coach, as they like to say. We heard that buzzword a lot last year. But he's having a hard time finding an offensive coordinator post-Ben. Didn't work last year to the point he had to start calling plays. And I'm not too keen on who he just hired, but we'll see that. That's their problem. So I think that's something that the Bears don't have to worry about. You're going to have your offensive play caller and your defensive play caller there. The rumors is that Al Harris is going to stick around. Now, we'll see because this morning, Big said that the Bears were expecting Declan Doyle to stay around. So I guess we'll wait and see. But even if Al did leave, you find somebody else when you have your two core guys set up already. As far as the next Bears offense coordinator, Bang, you named pretty much all the guys I was gonna name. I like JT Barrett. He's very, very influential with the quarterbacks. Caleb has shouted him out multiple times. Ben has shouted him out multiple times. I definitely think he'll be a contender. But one thing I like about Ben, man, you never know. Ben is unpredictable. He might whip off some random white boy we ain't never heard before, who in the lab right now watching all 22. So you never know who he's gonna pick out. But that's going to be another spot he's going to have to fill in. And Eric Bieniemy said when he got interviewed by the Kansas City media a couple days ago that it was very hard for him to lead the Bears. And the only reason he left was because Big Red asked him to leave. And, it's hard to tell him no. So we'll see how they go. Do y'all have any takes on fans losing their minds over the comp picks before we move on?
It's one of those things.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's one of those things where, like, they not wrong, but it's just like, relax. Like, they've said it's not final yet, but we should get the picks. People have shown cases where other general managers have done the same thing, and initially they didn't get the picks, and they get the picks. So just let it play out, bro. But that's just fans these days. I feel like fans as a whole, because we have more knowledge than ever, more access to people back in the day, fans tend to try to over GM shit. Like, just watch the games and enjoy it. It's gone much past that these days. Not everybody wants picks. Everybody wants to tank. You want to tell me how I need to draft this person, that person, and then we see these picks fail year after year. So it's like, just relax and let it play out.
Yeah, man. What's your take?
Hey, the more picks, the better. I'm not gonna be out here tweaking on the internet about them. But if I think it's a third round pick this year and next year, which we could use. There's a couple of positions of need from Chicago Bears that are deep. Like, for example, the edge rusher is deep in this draft. I think the Bears have 6 picks right now in this draft, so we could definitely use another. So I'm not going to turn it down, but I'm not going to act like it's the end of the world if we don't get them. But Ryan Poles have drafted good. So, I'm not mad at us getting it, and if we deserve it, we should get it. I think it's more about the letter of the rule, because this is not a lateral move. This is a promotion. He was the assistant GM. Now he's the GM. And whether he has control over the 53 or not, it ain't an assistant by his name. Like, I know that much. So I think, if anything, people should be upset about the letter of the rule, because this rule came about to ensure minority hiring in other spots other than head coaches. And we see that there wasn't a black head coach hired in this turnaround. We haven't really seen a lot of African Americans hired in assistant roles. Ian Cunningham, which I had learned from a source last year about, the lengths that it went through of turning down that Arizona job, and how he wanted to work with Ryan Poles. And if anything, I was thinking there was potential for them to really have a true structure for football operations and move Ryan Poles to a different position, move him up, and then move Ian Cunningham up. But he got him a spot. It's not a lateral move, so I'm more upset about the letter of the rule, because if you mess up the letter of the rule, you can mess it up opportunities for others.
Yeah, and that's my issue too. The rule needs to be changed. What's been getting thrown at me and the 79th and Hallis Predator is like, oh well, it's just an upward. We need to block it. And I'm just like, bro,
we ain't blocking shit.
Yeah, we ain't blocking.
Nothing, bro.
But to your point about the letter of the rule, we also look at how they implement the Rooney Rule. You got teams that set up interviews with black coaches for 5 minutes, like the day the job is open. Yeah, and then they already have the guy that they want to hire. It's like real. It's much like real jobs. Posting the job is just for the legality of it all. Legally, I have to tell you, hey, we have the job opening. I already know who I want to hire.
There's like 2 people who I want to hire right now.
Yeah, I already got a person in mind lined up that I want to hire. I have to just let you know.
Go sit down with a job recruiter and let them tell you the real. If you know anybody who works in them fields, it will devastate you if you're looking for a job. Like how this shit really goes. Now, like I said, I'm fighting a losing battle against sports fans in America, not even America, across the world, about how they react. And like you said, Dante, there's more access, and people want to tell you stuff that they don't know about. So that's why I just thought funny. But anyway, a couple more things, man. I wanna talk about Bill Belichick, Mr. Hoodie himself. Bill Belichick will not be a first round First ballot Hall of Famer. Yes, you heard that. I had to read this article after the headline came across my phone a couple days ago. Bill Belichick was not voted to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He did not get the 40 out of 50 votes required to become first ballot. And there's rumor going around that Bill Polian is behind it. The diabolical hater himself is behind it. Now, this, as you would expect, has started a lot of outrage. Even for people who I know hate the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick are even coming out like, come on, yo. You know, it's going to the fact that you got Jimmy Johnson cussing on Pat McAfee, saying he's, you know, he parked the jet. He ain't coming to the festivities no more. Tom Brady saying, well, if Bill's not in the Hall of Fame, nobody should be in the Hall of Fame. All of these people really just trying to come back Bill up to the point that the NFL had to put out a press release about the voting procedures and things like that. I don't have too much opinion on this. I'm just going to say this. Real hating is real. If Bill Polian came out and said he did vote for him, I don't buy that whatsoever. But he said he voted for him. If he's really behind this, and if there's really other people who just like, man, fuck Bill, this is because they're still mad about Spygate. They're still mad about Deflategate. And I believe someone might be mad that he pulling 20-year-olds. I think that might be part of the rationale as well. And they want to get their lick back on, say, you know what? You shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. And I just think I have a problem with how Hall of Fame is picked across sports. I think Basketball Hall of Fame, the requirements are way too easy. Like, all you really got to do is be a 4-time All-Star and you're in. I think with the Baseball Hall of Fame, they're too much on a high horse. If you're so anti-steroid era, cool. Give back the money you made from the steroid era. You know, I can inject Balco into my arm right now. I'm not going to go hit 60 home runs, at Wrigley Field. That's just not going to happen. So I feel like there's a sanctity around the Baseball Hall of Fame that's full of shit. And I didn't really have that much of an issue with how the Pro Football Hall of Fame voted, except for when they didn't want, when T.O. wasn't first ballot, which is absolutely ridiculous, and why I'm happy he didn't do the traditional celebration when he actually did get inducted. But this right here, no matter what you feel about Bill Belichick, I think it's asinine. But it also part of me, as the hater in me, who just feel like, yo, we want people to just be upfront with their hate. I'm mad that Bill Polian ain't say, yeah, I ain't voting. Like, stand 10 toes down. If you were man enough to say a guy who I believe is the best coach in the history of the sport shouldn't be first ballot, put your name on it, man. Bang, any thoughts on this diabolical hating that we've seen?
Well, let me just say this. Bill Polian said that this was dumb too, and he voted for him. So I don't know if it's diabolical hating or if he hated and told other people, put it in their ear not to do it, but he saved face by doing his. I can't remember the voter name, but he came out and said that he voted for Robert Kraft, and that vote for Robert Kraft was not anything against Bill Belichick, but he does have a stain on his career because of Deflategate and Spygate. With that being said, there is no Hall of Fame if Bill Belichick ain't getting in on the first ballot. You can make up any excuse you want. It could be about the voting process and how, because with this they're lumped in with the seniors. So there is some people that's like, yo, these 3 football players deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Bill gonna get in, or somebody gonna vote for Bill. So do it like that. So I don't put this just on the voters. Put this on the Hall of Fame committee voting procedures, probably more than that, because you shouldn't be lumping coaches with the senior committee people. You just shouldn't. And I'm sorry. Well, no, this is not a sorry. Bill Belichick is the essence of first ballot Hall of Fame. He has the most rings in NFL history, most Super Bowl appearances in NFL history. He had 2 before he became a head coach. And for anybody to be like, well, he didn't win it without Tom Brady and all of that, so what? You get lucky by the players you get. So Phil Jackson is lucky. Pat Riley is lucky. Don Shula's lucky. Bill Walsh was lucky for getting Joe Montana in the 3rd round of the 79 draft. Every coach is lucky to get the players that they want. So that's not even an excuse. The fact I'm I I'll say this though. I am of the belief that there are people who should not have to wait 5 years to go into the Hall of Fame. When Kobe retired, we all knew Kobe was a Hall of Famer. Put him in. Did Michael Jordan have to wait 5 years?
No, and I feel like it's been inconsistent because Mike retired in 2003 and then got in the Hall of Fame in 2009. Kobe retired in 2016, but he was in the 2020 class. That's what, 4 years? That's not even a full 5. Didn't D-Wade get in 2019 and he retired in 2016?
Yeah, I think it was
But wait. Didn't they put Kobe in because he passed?
No, he made it before he died. Before he died, he had already been voted in there.
Yeah, but like hockey does it right. When Wayne Gretzky retired, it's like that's why wait? And what they gonna say? Well, he might come back. So what? Then you just got a Hall of Famer playing.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
There are people that the minute they retire and they sign that dotted line and they send it in, fax it, mail it, email it, whatever, they should be in the Hall of Fame. Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, those last two that happened.
LeBron shouldn't have to wait
LeBron
5 years.
James, Kobe Bryant. The list goes on and on. And in coaching, Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, Greg Popovich. You definitely need to put Greg Popovich in that joint right now.
Yeah.
If you last saw him. And Bill Belichick. There should be a committee that votes on when that note goes in that they're retired. Do we put them in the Hall of Fame now? To me, that is the real true first ballot Hall of Famer. If they got to wait 5 years after that, then they wait. But there's some people that shouldn't have to wait. And Bill Belichick is one of them. And the fact that he didn't get in either through hating or technicality, what is the honor of being a first ballot Hall of Famer when the greatest head coach in NFL history, at least by the standards of the accolades that he has, is not in the Hall of Fame? That is stupid. It is wild. People need to get off their high horse and just do what's right for the game. At the same time, the National Football Hall of Fame or Pro Football Hall of Fame, they have to do a better job when it comes to the voting practices for their organization, because head coaches should not be lumped in with contributors and seniors. You should be voting for head coaches, you should be voting for players, and you should be voting for contributors, and you vote for seniors. That right there in itself is stupid.
100% agree. Dante, what you think?
Bill Walsh should make the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. It's cool. He'll be all right. I think
Yeah,
it's
that's
more so.
stupid too. That's stupid too.
I think it's just more so the process. That's what we're all upset with. The process.
No,
makes no
it
sense.
ain't a process. You should be first ballot.
But just lumping them in on the ballot that they're on makes no sense. And I think with Bill, the reason he didn't get some, I think like people tried to pass this with Griffey and was it Ichiro, where they were saying like you had people who thought like, well, everybody gonna vote for him. I'll vote somebody else first. I think with Bill, it really is the recent embarrassment. Oh, more so than the cheating. Because let's be clear. There was a quote from Mike Shanahan about Spygate. Because Roger Goodell hit him up and asked him, like, what should I do about this? To ask his opinion about it. And he was like, we all do it. Like, everybody takes signs. He was like, they were the ones that just got told on. He was like, everybody takes signs. Like, that's just football 101. He was like, Peyton Manning is great at stealing signs. He was like, this is what we do. And so I don't think, as much as the media talks about that, football circles as a whole, they're not really that pressed about that. Tuck rule. Now the Tuck rule is interesting. I know that was one that was very obvious.
I mean, the Tuck rule wasn't Bill Belichick's fault though. That was
exactly.
the NFL.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, and Deflategate, boy, they beat the hell out them boys. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I'm
I don't care.
Glad you said that.
The ball was flat.
Had to be like flat.
It don't matter. They kicked their
45-7 thrashing.
Yeah, they dogged them. So let's not do that. So the cheating thing, I think, is very much overstated. But I think the recent embarrassment is where, like, some people are kind of like, all right, Bill, I'm cool on you right now. Like, He gonna get in probably next
I'm
battle.
telling you,
But,
these old heads, man, he got a 23-year-old. That's what it is.
but they just broke up allegedly.
Allegedly. Either way, they mad he went a 23-year-old.
But yeah,
Now,
Dante, to your point, wait a minute, real quick. To your point, Dante, before Bill Belichick was the greatest football coach of all time, it was Bill Walsh. And he didn't get it. This is dumb. Like, this is even
that's
with
like
the
saying
T.O.
Phil
thing.
Jackson isn't first
Yeah,
ballot.
because even with the T.O. thing, the reason why T.O. didn't get look, the real reason that T.O. didn't get in, it wasn't just because he was a pain in the ass. They shit on wide receivers when it
That's
comes
also
to
true.
the Hall of
That's
Fame
also
voting.
true.
Like T.O., Chris Carter, and a couple of others should be first ballot Hall of Famers. The wide receiver position is the only position right now where you really like, yo, I got all these accolades and I still might not get in first ballot. Like Jerry Rice is a first ballot Hall of Famer. And if you top five in anything when it comes to the wide receiver position, especially in the time where the wide receiver position wasn't as famed as it is right now, because it wasn't a passing league, you should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. The fact that T.O., Chris Carter, and a couple of others were not first ballot Hall of Famers is stupid.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's just the way everything goes. But I also kind of feel like when it comes to voting, like there's no easy answer because coaches and former players can be haters and so can journalists. Oh, he was mad to me. He was
Oh,
mean to
yeah.
me in this one press conference. Like, so I don't know, man. I just think it was nasty work. That's why I feel it. But let's talk about the Super Bowl. Let's talk a little bit about the Super Bowl, man. The Super Bowl is exactly 9 days away. Super Bowl 60 from Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. It will be between the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. Everybody said, "Oh, we're tired of seeing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. It's time to get that old thing back." New England Patriots are back on your TV in February. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm not moved. I'm not really moved by this. I'm not saying that it's not going to be a good game. I do think it will be an entertaining game. I do think it'll be better than last year's game, which was terrible. The only thing I remember from last year was Kendrick's halftime set. And also the fact that I ordered a pizza that didn't get there to the third quarter. Okay. So that's also what I remember. But this matchup, why it's light to me, is the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks is the reason it's light. You got Sam Darnold, a guy who 2018 class, I don't know if he was first or second pick, but he's one of the top two picks. The reclamation project of everything he's done over there. Got a GM fired today. The Vikings GM should have been fired the year before that, but that's neither here nor there. I don't advocate for black men losing their jobs on television, but sometimes people gotta go. You know what I'm saying? That's just pretty much what I'm at with it. But and then you've got the New England Patriots, and I haven't seen it yet because the week leading up to Super Bowl week is usually quiet. But next week, I'm expecting to hear a whole bunch of, well, Tom Brady didn't do this at their age type of crap for the next 7 days. So I'm not really hyped up about this game. Now, that does not mean I won't watch it. I will be watching this game. I will be out in the Bay Area covering this week. You know what I'm saying? But it does not feel like a Super Bowl. And I'm kind of ready for it to be over so we can just get back to talk about free agency, the draft, and combine and stuff like that. Am I alone here in thinking what did George Costanza say on Seinfeld? Tuesdays have no feel. This Super Bowl has no feel. Is where I'm at with it. What's y'all feeling about this game 9 days away?
Go ahead, Bang.
No, you go ahead. That's how I feel about it. Hey, you know what's messed up? What I was thinking about when you were saying what you were saying? Like somebody got to get arrested for doing cocaine or prostitution or something. Like that's gonna make this interesting. Like there's nothing, and I know I feel bad saying that, but man,
somebody got to get arrested in San Francisco for doing something wild.
It is nothing exciting about this Super Bowl. Like it is nothing exciting about this Super Bowl. I mean, shouts out to Sam Darnold for overcoming.
Yeah.
But who's the star outside of Sam Darnold? Who is the star of
I mean, Sam
the
Darnold's not a
Seattle
star,
Seahawks?
so I can't even.
But you
I
know
can't.
him. But we know him.
So he's on the poster, is what you mean?
Yeah, he's the guy that got to be on the post. Like
I
when
got you.
when the Bulls had like Eddie Robinson and them, like somebody had to go on the poster.
It was who was on the poster back then? Was it Mercer?
Ron Mercer.
It was Ron Mercer. You know,
Elton
the
Brand
Bulls
for a
were
year.
hold on up. The Bulls were so bad in the baby Bulls years, they put the other teams on the poster. Like I remember there used to be. I remember when we used to go to my first sporting events I would go to was White Sox games and the cheap Bulls games during the baby Bulls years. I got to see Kobe and Shaq for like $30 in the 300 section. I was sitting next to Mike's retired jersey, but that's where I was like, come see the commercials like Allen Iverson, Vince Carter, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal. Come see them at the United Center. They ain't say nothing about the Bulls. So
Ain't
that's
say
why
nothing about the Bulls.
Kenneth Walker could rob me, and I wouldn't know what he looked like.
Yeah, you ain't got the voiceover guy saying, "Come see Kobe Bryant versus Eddie Robinson and the Chicago Bulls on WGN." Like, don't get me wrong, great team, love what they did, but I could not pick anybody out of a lineup, including the head coach. And on the opposite side of it is Drake May, who pause this whole part of this segment right here. Just let me just say pause.
Okay. Yeah,
There's nothing. There's not even nobody on this team that if you a woman makes you want to go watch the Super Bowl. Like if you want to poll 10 women, who the sexy dude on either team that make you go, I'm gonna watch the game. Like this right here, and I'm don't take this the wrong way, liberal America. I am not about to say what you think I'm gonna say about this Super Bowl. Is this Super Bowl halftime show? It is not that. But then for halftime, I gotta hear Bad Bunny.
Okay, now here's the thing. I'm glad you said that.
You got to feel it. You don't hear Bad Bunny. You feel Bad Bunny.
But I'm just saying,
It's all vibes.
What my
I'm saying,
was
but
like,
see, I gotta feel it. So
I'm
so
glad
I-
you said this.
I gotta feel it. So now I gotta go get some pizza. I ain't even watching the Super Bowl halftime. I'm just getting some pizza. Like,
Now here's the thing. I do like Bad Bunny. I don't know what. Okay, Pat wants to be tagged in. He wants to come in.
Bro, nah, bro. You can't disrespect the bunny.
Thank you.
You
Thank you.
can't disrespect the bunny, bro. I don't know what he's saying, but it's heat.
They said Bang sounded like Ice right now. Now, this thing about Bunny, I like Bunny. I don't know what he's saying, and I think he's gonna
They
put
do.
up for. Yeah,
They
they
do.
do.
I mean,
exactly.
they do. Yeah. I'm just saying for me, like now I gotta go get pizza and shimmy instead of being like, oh snap, like this is lit. Like I'm not. All I'm saying is there's literally no reason for me to be engaged in this Super
In the
Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Where it stands
So you're not
today.
even gonna watch it. You're not even gonna watch
No,
the
I'm gonna
halftime
watch it.
performance.
Yeah.
Oh,
You got
I'm
to.
gonna get some pizza. I'm gonna get some pizza of chicken and just do. Hey, shit.
Bruh, you sat through a Super Bowl halftime in Atlanta with Maroon 5, bro. I'm not
This
trying
is
to hear
true.
nothing about Bad Bunny.
Bruce Springsteen.
Okay,
Hey, I actually like. Hey,
Hey, I like Born in the USA.
All right,
I'll
now.
smack somebody
no,
on Born in the
that was
USA.
it. It's something. I'm not.
I
gonna do that
smack
for the whole
somebody
song,
over Born
but
in
as soon
the
as Born in the
USA.
USA come on, especially if I got something to drink, I'm all Born in the USA.
Yeah.
I'm not shitting on Bad Bunny. All I'm saying is when you add Bad Bunny to this game,
I agree.
it's like.
So look, if you got like, let me see, you can even keep the Patriots in it. If you got Bears Patriots or like Rams Patriots or something like that, Bad Bunny fits a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
No, Bad
Right.
Bunny is gonna be the reason why millions upon millions upon millions upon
Watch
millions
them
of
numbers.
people watch this fucking
first of all,
Super
Watch
Bowl.
them
bro.
numbers.
It's the Super Bowl.
Million-
gonna watch
No.
it.
It's the Bad Bunny Bowl to some people.
Yeah,
No,
I'm saying.
Yeah.
that's
That's
right.
what y'all
That's
Bad
underestimate.
Bunny is performing, and
No,
Wait a
but
minute,
people
to
happen
be
to be
fair-
playing sports.
To be fair,
Pat,
though,
you making the point for me. You
Yeah,
making
exactly.
a point for me. Like even still, it's like, hey, I'm gonna just get the. I'm probably not gonna be watching it, But I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I bet. That's literally the only thing to look forward to this Super Bowl.
I don't even think that's a
There's,
Bad Bunny song, bro.
I don't know shit. I don't. That's makes it even point.
He like
Make it
whatever the
better.
reggaeton songs are.
Like make it even better. Like there's no hot guy on this team that Shorty's gonna be like, yo, I'm watching for him. Drake May looks boring.
Stephon Diggs.
Sam Darnold looks
Stephon
boring.
Diggs.
No, Stephon. Well,
Yeah,
well,
the Cardi fans gonna be watching.
Cardi
Cardi
for
fans
Stephon
gonna be
Diggs.
watching for Stephon.
No,
for
the
Steph.
Cardi fans gonna be watching for Cardi. All right, they don't even know who Stephon Diggs is. This is
Nah, they
not-
know who Stephon
hey,
Diggs is, bro.
this-
They've been doing the little
no,
dance. They locked in.
This is
They locked in.
No, they locked in for the dance.
Okay,
They locked
hold on,
in, and he
hold on.
still might not get
Hold on,
a pass.
time out. That is Bears appropriation, okay?
Right.
We've been doing that dance since preseason.
Right.
All right, that is Bears appropriation.
Right, the ladies are gonna be maybe, and they not gonna show Cardi like they show Taylor Swift.
I was
Now,
just about to
Cardi-
say that.
Now
You gonna
Cardi
get her in
might,
the pre-show.
I think
No,
Cardi
you-
might come out doing halftime
that's
though.
what I'm saying. Cardi,
Yeah.
you could go ahead.
She
and
got a
put
song with
bet
Bad
on
Bunny.
Khalif.
Yeah.
That's true.
You could go ahead and
That's
put a
true.
bet on that little Khalif app, whatever, that she's gonna be on the stage with Bad Bunny with a Stephon Diggs jersey on. But then, but again, to the point, there's literally no reason to watch this Super Bowl unless this Super Bowl is a good game. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't making no prediction right now. But right now, I'm leaning to an old school Super Bowl ass whooping.
I can see it. I'll make my prediction next Friday after I get done talking to players, feeling with the action. I'm not in game mode yet. When I get out there, I'll be in game mode, and now I'll have more X's and O's. For
And
right
Bad Bunny
now,
gonna be on there for 10 minutes. He gonna be on there for 10 minutes. So
Now,
it ain't
it's
gonna be
gonna be-
long enough for us to even give a damn about the Super Bowl. About time we sit, after we get the piece, about time we sit down, we gonna have a voiceover dude say, and that has been your Apple Super Bowl 60 halftime show.
I definitely got that email from Apple that said, "Are you going to RSVP for the Super Bowl press conference?" I was like, "No."
Yeah, I don't think this Super Bowl gonna be close enough to even for us to care. Like you might as well go ahead and plan the rest of your night by the second quarter.
Bro, I'm more hyped for the combine. I'm like, let's just get to the combine. I need them free agent rumors. Let's get to the combine. But it's not. But Bad Bunny is going to be the light in this game, though. I 100%. I do think he's going to be a light in this game. And even I feel like with sports, you need a villain. And I know the Patriots as an institution are a villain. But look at Drake May. Who hates him? I don't. Nobody hates Drake
His
May.
howdy doody ass.
Cool white kid from Charlotte. Ain't nothing really to hate.
He been married to his wife. He been with his wife since he was 12. That doesn't move me. Okay.
And he can hoop. Did you see his highlight tape? And he can hoop.
That doesn't move me. Only Sam Darnold's story is slightly interesting because him saying he saw ghosts when he was in with the Jets and the Vikings completely screwing up Hooch by letting him rock out. But when the end of that game is over, I'm not gonna care.
No, all
You know what
all
I'm
jokes aside, all seriousness, Sam Darnold's story is the best story because we always throw away people. We throw away draft picks, and the guy was drafted high.
That's true.
And also, he's the first quarterback from USC to ever make the Super Bowl. Fun fact.
Damn.
But
Wow, I did not know that.
Yes.
Now that is a fun fact.
yes,
That
so
is
I
a
mean,
fun fact.
somebody who was written off by most of the league, who could really hoop, he could really hoop, and now he finally got an opportunity. Shout out to Kyle
You gonna
Shanahan
keep saying he could really hoop.
He wants y'all to know. that
He
Drake May
can,
can
bro.
hoop.
No, I'm talking about Sam Darnold. I'm talking about
Oh, Sam.
Hold on. It said I heard rumors Drake would appear. First of all, the Drake included the NFL in his lawsuit. God
Drake's
forgives.
not coming up.
Big
to
Raj
Raj
does
Drake's
not.
Wait, he
Drake's
did
not
what?
coming.
God forgives. Big Raj does not. He will not
Wait a minute,
be
he
in-
did
Drake's not
what?
coming up.
He's not coming,
He-
and we
the
Drake's
NFL
not
is
coming
part
up.
of his defamation lawsuit.
Drake is doing the World Cup. Drake's
Yeah.
not coming out.
and we beefing with Canada.
Why
Like he
you
don't get
ain't
trackled
Drake
by
on the
50
World
ice
Cup?
ages, nigga. Like
He
he's not-
is. He's performing at the
Where you
World
see
Cup.
that at? Drake's
He
doing the
performed-
world.
it's-
Oh no, he's one of the multiple niggas on there. He ain't the only dude.
I mean, yeah,
What's
well,
that?
yeah, but he gonna do the one in Canada.
That's gonna be a big audience, but as big of an audience as this.
Bigger.
That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
bigger
That's
audience.
That's the biggest sporting event in the world. But no, I was all
No,
just aside. Sam
he's not
Darnold.
confirmed. He's not confirmed.
Sam Darnold is the biggest story of this week.
For sure.
Yeah, I watch soccer now. You can't pull that on me. I don't know. But he said Minnesota's wishing that Sam Darnold could statement. Yeah, that's why the GM got fired today. That's why he got fired there. But I will say this about Drake May. If Drake May and the Patriots win, he is set for the rest of his career. And this is what I mean by that. Because nobody really cares about Drake May. He's gonna have that ring for he can be mediocre the rest of his life. He's gonna have that ring. He's gonna have that first non-Tom Brady New England Patriots championship. He's gonna be able to eat at all the restaurants for the rest of his career. He's gonna be good while we laugh at Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Okay, because that two really don't want Drake May to win. Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen screwed either way because Sam Darnold was in their draft class. So they're screwed either way. We're gonna be looking at y'all. Now, the thing that they need to hope, better hope that Pat stays with his family. Because if Pat leaves his family and he gets into the second level of evilness that Tom Brady, sometimes you gotta get away from the family to be great. Look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady was like, you know what? I don't want to be married anymore. I need 2 more championships. Then they have to be worried. But I think that's the only side note that he's gonna be good in any discussions going forward if he wins the Super Bowl. Outside of that, I don't personally really care. But that's all we got. Next week, of course, we will talk about the actual game in depth. I will have interviews the entire week next week. I will be out there in the Bay Area for this game, so I'm interested to see how that's gonna be. But yeah, Dante, I know you said you're gonna dip, so we're gonna let you dip. Follow Dante at October Zonte, all social media platforms, man. So Dante, we're gonna holler at you.
Yes, sir.
Now that the NFL season is pretty much over, we are going to actually talk about the National Basketball Association. So I have to be very clear. I have not. This is the least I have watched the NBA at this point in my life, at this point of the season, at any time in my life. Now, a lot of that has to do with the fact that I have a second sport that I enjoy more. So I'm not really tapped in. I looked at the standings week ago, and I was like, Detroit Pistons number 1? Like, what bizarre world am I in? So I didn't know the All-Star game was in LA until I saw you tweeting about it, Pappy. I had zero idea. I don't even know what the format is. It World versus USA? What's the format?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, USA versus the world.
Yeah, so they got that. I didn't know. Only thing I've really even known is that Giannis wants to get traded for the 3rd time. So we are bringing Pappy here to tell us, for people like me and other people who haven't been tapped in the NBA, what are the top 5 stories that you think in these next 30-some games the NBA fans should be tapped into?
I mean, obviously, number 1 is Giannis. The Bucks, as it stands, are 18-28. So they're probably not going to make the playoffs. Also, when you look at the roster, they don't really have any flexibility to make any moves. And I think the Giannis deal was very interesting because, quiet as it's kept, Giannis ain't really been the most durable guy over the past couple of years. Like, there was going back to the Miami series, he hurt his tailbone, couldn't play half the series. I think the next year against the Pacers, the year not this year, but the other year, I think it was against the Pacers when Pat Bev threw the ball. Giannis was hurt for it. Go back to last year, he had the calf strain. Go back to early in the season, calf strain, growing strain, another calf strain, and then these are soft tissue injuries. And we hearing the word calf strain. Now we think about calf strain. We think about,
Achilles.
And Giannis isn't the guy. He's not Kevin Durant. He's not Jason Tatum. Not say the man doesn't have any skills. I think he's obviously got to be a skilled player to average 30 a night. But he can't lose his athleticism. If he can't do the shit that he can do, he not Giannis no more. So yeah. I think just the Giannis trade market is very interesting. And also I think that just because of the fact of you're going to have to give up so much to get him. Assumably, you're going to have to give up so much to get him that I don't think it makes sense for a team like, I don't know, Brooklyn to, go and get. I would rather just build. And a team like Atlanta, I would actually rather just build too. So you start looking around the league. I think the only team that really makes sense if they decide to accept the trade is a team like the Warriors, right? Because you do have your picks. You have the Jimmy deal. You probably want to get off Jimmy if you can now, because unfortunately he's going to be out a year. Also, he's 36, 37 with a torn ACL.
And Giannis is 31.
Like 36 with a torn ACL. You assume he's going to be back in a year. You don't know if he's going to be back. You have no idea. And then you got the Kuminga deal. So at least you can, get Kuminga. And I think Jimmy's deal is, I think it's 2 years, one with a player option which is tough because if it's 2 with a player, I mean, it's really a 3-year deal because he's definitely taking that player option because nobody's
Yeah.
giving you 30,
Jimmy-
$50 million at 39 years old off a torn
Right.
ACL. Hell no. So I think that's one of the biggest storylines. Also for me, another big storyline is the Pistons. Like the Pistons have been the number 1 seed pretty much all year. My pick for MVP before the season started was Cade Cunningham. He's having a great season. And I just think basketball is better when the Pistons are good. But I also want to see how far they can go. I mean, when we look at the East, the Knicks ain't been what we thought they would be. Cat is not having a year that he had the season before. They've also been, I guess, bickering a little bit. The Mike Brown thing, it's not going how we all thought it might go. Tatum, they just said, granted, now
I said it was gonna go this way. That's
Fair.
one thing
now, granted, I don't necessarily know how much anybody expected out of Tatum off a torn ACL this season, regardless. But the news just came out. Somebody probably talked some sense to him, said he's probably not going to play this season.
Yeah,
So-
I don't know why he thought that he was going to
I don't know why he thought he was going. I don't know why he
Right.
thought that anyway. But they said that he's probably not going to play this season. So when you look around the Eastern Conference, I mean, damn, could the Pistons be in the finals?
Hey,
Like,
that was my
That'd
pick.
be hilarious.
God.
You said you picked Cade Cunningham as your MVP. I said at the beginning of the season that I felt like the Detroit Pistons will be going to the NBA Finals. So I'm with it.
And I did say too, I remember last year, Pav actually laughed at me. I said, who's gonna be the next American MVP? I said it could be Cade Cunningham. And I
I
was
didn't
like,
laugh
ain't gonna
at
be
you.
no work. Somebody laughed. I could have
It
sworn
wasn't
you
me.
laughed.
No.
Somebody did.
I said Cade was the only one that I thought had the
Okay,
potential
well,
to become
somebody
an
else
MVP.
laughed at me. I don't know who it was.
Yeah, so the Pistons, and also for me, another storyline, third storyline, the Spurs, bro. Like the Spurs win games when Wemby's there. They win games when he's not there. And people talk about, they're a young team. Number one, they got OKC number. Clearly, they beat them. They beat them 3 times in 2 weeks. You, as a defending champions, cannot lose to a team 3 times in 2 weeks when the best player coming off the bench.
Yeah.
You can't lose to a team 3 times in 2 weeks. And when you look at their roster, they're not really that young of a team. You have Harrison Barnes starting, you have Fox starting, you have Devin Vassell, you have Luke Cornett, who's won a championship. Granted, obviously, like the coach is a younger coach because he took over for Pop, but I'm assuming he's been on the staff for years, right? And then also when you have a guy like Wemby, I'm not somebody who thinks Wemby's gonna have a 12, 13, 14-year career.
Now with
I
them
think
injuries.
I think Wemby gonna give you about 10 good years if he's lucky to give you 10 good years. So at that point in time, you have to be ready to win immediately. And I think that this is the squad again. When I look around the conference, I think that this is the team. Dare I say it? How many teams have a player that you think can be the best player on offense and defense any given night? You may say Giannis, maybe.
Giannis when healthy and when he cares.
And that's about it. But
Yeah.
the Spurs have a guy who can be the best player on the court offensively and defensively. And I think that when you have that, you have a shot. My 4th storyline is I think it's LeBron's last year. I think
You think so?
I think it's just looking at the way he's been. My first thought that brought it up was when they asked him about Keontae George after the Utah game, and he literally said, "Bro, I don't know. I watch golf." Oh, so you're kind of checked out. So you really don't. It was like, yo, do you think Keontae George should be an all-star? He was like, man, I don't know, bro. I watch golf. What?
Yeah, I said last summer, I was like, Bron think he me picking up a new sport.
I think
Like,
I think it's Bron last year, and honestly, I hope it is Bron's last year.
But see, this thing about Bron last year, because I don't disagree with you. Because when I saw the video they played for him in Cleveland, and he actually cried, and it wasn't like, you know what I mean? I think everything he does is manufactured.
Nah, he genuinely got emotional.
Those were actual tears. Okay. Those were actual tears. And I know everybody assumes he would just do a farewell tour, it's deserved, and, put out a new shoe. But I kind of feel like he also is like, everything on me has been on camera since I've been a kid. So if I want to put out a documentary, all this stuff is being filmed anyway, and I think it would kind of be, I'll just step down. And I feel like
he's also
opposite
allegedly had camera crews following him for the past 3 years.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that rumor too. Yeah,
But
I
see,
heard that.
let me ask y'all a question on this LeBron thing, because I think he has one more. I think he got one more year.
Where is it though?
But that's what I'm saying.
That's the
That's what I was about
problem.
to say.
Yeah.
It's really dependent on. Okay, let me just go into my question because I think you will see where I'm going. If LeBron James were to leave, do you feel like it would be on he is retiring on his own, or do you feel like that the league has had enough for him,
They'll
and
never
that's
push
why he'll
LeBron
go?
Raymond James out. And whenever he
No,
leaves, it'll be
no,
his
no,
his
no,
accord.
no, 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 no. Like, no, I think that he's
I
at
think
the
the
point.
Lakers are pushing him out off the team.
No, bro. He's at the point where you're about to overstay your welcome.
That's
Like,
true.
I don't want to see LeBron retire in some nasty jersey, bro.
And he
Like, bro, I don't want to see Bron with a Dallas Mavericks jersey.
LeBron
Like,
to
I don't
Memphis.
bro, I don't want to see Bron with like a the only team where I would be like, you know what, fuck it, is again the Warriors. And that's because it's cool, you know, you
I
and
don't want to
Steph
see
were
that shit either,
rivals.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all had the Olympics, like whatever. But I don't want to see LeBron with a nasty jersey in 20
I don't
years
wanna
when
see
like somebody
the
got a
good-
throwback.
Because
I don't want to see the Goodwill Hunting Warriors. No, I
because
don't want to see those two
to
old men
me,
playing
I'm just
together.
saying to me, I'm just saying to me, it feels like by process of elimination of the teams he could go to, LeBron James is not retiring on his own. It's just going to be a situation where it's like you just said, where else can I go? Does it make sense for me to just go back to Cleveland? Do I want to go to?
But
Do
why
I
would
want to go?
Cleveland play that $55 million that they got to
Right.
pay?
That's also the problem. That's not the problem.
Do I want to go to the Knicks?
Because you could stay with the Lakers if you want to take 15 million.
Okay. Right, exactly.
That's the part of the reason why I feel like he's not going on his own because of what you just said. Like, you mean to tell me I'm about to offer LeBron Raymond James less than 50 million to play another season?
Yeah.
Huh?
And if I'm LeBron, I'm like, nigga, I've been taking pay cuts my entire career. I'm not y'all paying me this.
So yeah, I'm not gonna jump off and say that this is gonna be his last season because to me, LeBron James is all right, man. Y'all gonna go ahead and give me my goddamn retirement tour. Everybody else got it. Mike got it. Kobe
All
got
I'll
it.
say,
it
won't surprise me
Kareem got it.
if there's breaking news during All-Star weekend. Because you think he's gonna be a reserve? He gotta be a reserve.
You got to.
He gotta be.
He gotta be a reserve.
He gotta be a
Like
reserve.
I think
He
there's
shouldn't
no
be
way
on
he's
the
not a
team.
reserve.
He
He
should
should
not
be.
be on the team.
But he will be.
He'll be on the
Yeah.
team. He'll be on
Yeah,
the team.
if he's a reserve, I could see Clutch putting
First
out
of all,
something where
First of all, that's already nasty. LeBron, you're coming off the bench for the All-Star game. This is already
But-
nasty.
and
It's already
that
he
goes
gonna
to what
start.
you just said.
He gonna start. They gonna give him the Michael Jordan treatment. He gonna start. Somebody gonna be like, go ahead and start.
Somebody gonna sit down like Vince Carter. Vince Carter
Yeah,
shouldn't
somebody
have
gonna
sat
sit down
down.
like Vince Carter. But the only difference is that led us to probably the last great All-Star game. Probably
And the
the
last
greatest
great-
one of all
last
time.
great
No,
Jordan
it's not the
moment.
last great All-Star game.
No, it wasn't the last great All-Star game.
Not the
That
last
wasn't
great
the last great
All-Star
All-Star
game.
game.
2020 was good.
2020 was the last great
2020 was
All-Star
fire.
game. Yeah.
Was it better than
2020
that one?
No, but it was still good.
because that one went to overtime. But actually, this one went to overtime too. But
No,
I
it
think
didn't.
That's what I'm
It
saying.
didn't
It
go
wasn't
overtime.
better than Mike.
I
No.
think we
figured
remember
it
the
wasn't better
03 one because Mike hit the shot
Yeah,
that
just
would have won
fade
the
away,
game
yeah.
until Kobe was like, I think not. Okay.
Right.
And that's what I think. But I think what you were saying, Pav, like he's gonna overstay his welcome because I was talking to my guy V about this, and he was like, "Man, LeBron shouldn't be averaging this amount of points." I'm like, "Bro, look how old he is. He look old. Even when he go up for dunks, I'm like, 10 years ago, the rim wouldn't be there anymore. Now he look like he ain't paying. And more than anything, I don't think his heart is in it anymore. That's what I
He
think.
literally said, I don't know. I watch golf. Gee, what you mean? They give you a scouting report. What you mean you don't know you watch golf?
Every year he's like,
he
"Oh, it's
get
a
that scouting
privilege."
report, be like, hey,
Not watching. I'm
Hey,
just gonna
throw
go out
that-
there and play basketball, bro. I ain't doing
Throw
this
that
shit.
Roy McIlroy match on. I'm not trying to watch this, bro. Like,
yeah, that's
I think in other years he's like, "Oh, it's a privilege, it's a blessing to play on Christmas." This year he was like, "Man, I want to go home, though. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. Like, I'd rather be at the crib, you know what I'm saying, drinking matcha with my daughter. Like, I don't feel like being here, bro. Like, that's what I think. I think you got this one thing where and even the stuff with the bus, family, which is kind of irrelevant at this point because Jeannie's not calling the shots over there. I know she's governor, but if you think somebody paid $10 billion for a franchise isn't running the thing, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, like that's why I feel like it's different. You're seeing stuff come out, and I will say this too: why does Rich Paul have a podcast,
bro?
Like,
Bro,
why do you have a podcast, Rich?
why are you talking about trading players who are actively on the team? Gee, what are you
Yes.
doing, bro?
Yeah, he said Cooper Flag was calling ISO on Bron. When rookies,
Bro,
and second-year
bro. What was dude name from Cleveland last night? The dude from Cleveland.
Devon or some
Oh, the
shit?
rookie said this.
Gee,
This Donovan Mitchell
Gee,
title.
wait, no. Before that, I was fucking watching the game. The man said something about Bron. The man said, I fear no man. You know, he's him, but I fear no man. I'm like, bro, 10 years ago, you would not have
Yeah.
said that about him. You went in the thing, stopped the interview, and said, this Donovan Mitchell city now. What are we
Yeah.
doing? LeBron, leave. You can't even fight back for real. You
He
can't
fight
even
back. He
fight
finna
back
be
for
out
real.
for 2 weeks.
You can't
He
even fight.
officially was, G. Like he's officially look.
That's
whole
his name,
thing-
Jalen Tyson.
Jalen
Yeah,
Tyson.
Jalen something. Look, that whole clip of Isaiah Thomas when he was on NBA TV and he said the latest thing about Michael Jordan. I said in this video, I understood what he meant because LeBron's generation is still talking about Michael Jordan. Our generation wasn't having conversations around who's better, Mike or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like we focused all of our attention on Mike, and it's upsetting that LeBron's generation don't put all of their energy in LeBron. That right there, though, was very disrespectful.
Like, G,
With
what
that-
we doing, bro?
Like, what are we doing?
I don't even like Bron, and even I was like, come on.
Like,
Who are
that,
you?
like
What we
that,
doing, bro?
that to me was even more. Imagine somebody doing that during Michael Jordan's run, even with the Wizards, fam. Somebody would have whooped Shorty ass on the court. Like, like what are we doing, fam?
They
So-
wouldn't have given him the mic.
Yeah,
They wouldn't have given him the microphone, bro. They were like, "Oh no, you wildin', bro. Nah,
Hey,
Donovan
wildin',
here.
nah.
You
Soon
do
as he got
wildin',
to the
Donovan
locker
here."
room, soon as he got to a locker room, somebody would have muffed the shit out of it. You don't do that to Mike, man. What
you know,
talking
this
about?
is like towards when Kobe first tore his Achilles, and he came back, Lakers was hyping it, and he just did not look like the same dude. I was like,
I remember
no.
that shit. That nigga had like
It
8
was
points.
bad, bro.
He came back against, I think it was Memphis. It was
It
bad,
was
bro.
Memphis.
It was bad,
It
bro.
was terrible, bro. That's how it looked like
Hey.
LeBron.
Okay, Pav. Now I do have an NBA question. This really came earlier today, so when I saw
What's
the notes, I was like, okay, cool, because I've been having a question. When the last time we had a game that featured white on white crime in the way that Cooper Flag and
Good
Con
question.
Kneppel,
That was a
however you
great,
say
yeah.
that, I've
Con
never
Kneppel.
like the Con Kneppel, 49 over 30 points, teenagers, white.
Yeah,
Man.
David Stern was happy in
Since the
first
70s,
question.
probably. I mean, honestly, that could be a fifth storyline. This is a good fucking draft class, bro. This is a really good. This is a
And bro,
really good
and
draft class,
that's
bro.
why the Bulls piss me off.
It's a really good
This
draft class,
is
bro.
a great draft class coming up, and this idiot AK says, "You know what? We're gonna fight for a playoff spot. Get rid of everybody, okay? Send AIO to a good team that needs a backup point guard.
Like the first
Cut-
10 picks in the
cut
lottery gonna
Vooch.
be hella decent.
Bro,
first
you
10.
screwed yourself with
Bro.
Giddey, so you can't do nothing with him. Get Dalen Terry and his dancing. Get everybody off this thing. Because I ran about this on my YouTube page. What I enjoyed Derrick Rose jersey thing last week, but what pissed me off was I saw the energy in the city. I saw the energy in that stadium, and them owners don't care. At least the White Sox have a slight excuse. Because at the end of the day, you're the White Sox. Nobody cares. This is a Cub town, and they putting together a good team. The Bulls got no excuse. And we're not going to
Yes,
go
they
back to
do.
the old debate that we've always had about whatever. I'm not doing
No.
that debate for the 100th time.
I'm gonna tell you what the
Bulls
excuse
have
is.
no excuse. And
Here's
I'm not
the
even
excuse.
saying, hold on, let me say, I'm not even saying be a championship contender. I know better than that. But can you at least get a seven game series? Is that so much to ask? Now
Here's the
that's for
excuse.
fifth seed.
Here's,
What's the
here-
excuse?
here's the excuse. They won 6 championships in the 90s. They
That
never
was
have to
30
win.
years ago.
No. They never have to win again. They're gonna print money forever. And for Chicagoans,
That's
you
the
have
problem.
D Rose in the things now. You can sell D Rose jerseys and sell Todd's. You can bring
Yo, look.
Todd's Gibson and Noah back once a
Look,
season. They're gonna
I
clap.
love Poop,
They
but
the
he
85
fell
Bears.
victim too. Because I don't know if y'all peep. I don't know if they signed any papers. He low key the Bulls ambassador right now. I don't know if y'all peeped. He low key the Bull. He be at games. He do them Bulls activation events.
The city
I be
is gonna
peeping.
love you forever because you brought D Rose back and embraced him. You never have to win again. You're gonna print money from now until the end
You're
of
not
time.
wrong at all, but that's what annoys me about
But
it,
look,
bro.
man,
Like,
Cooper Flag, Khan. Look,
Yeah.
man, if I'm a white person, I'm happy.
American
And-
whites, which is important. American whites. American
If
whites.
Luka-
American whites.
if Luka was from Iowa,
Oh my
you
God.
think we
Oh my
hear a
God.
lot about him now?
Oh my God.
It would be nothing
Oh my God.
compared to it. Look how they gas up Austin Reeves. It would be times 50.
Like, look,
Oh,
we
I
ain't
think
seen
Austin
no
Reeves is a good
we ain't
player.
seen no
Look at
game
this,
like
look at
that
that.
since we ain't seen no game like that since what? Doug Collins versus Rick Barry? Like who? Billy Thompson?
Yeah, bro.
Billy
70s, bro.
Thompson.
70s, bro.
Since
70s,
the
bro.
mid 70s. We
It's
got to
like
put a time on like the
fucking
mid
Dave
70s.
Cowens versus Bill
Dave
Walton, some shit like that.
Yeah, when
Right.
Bill Walton was winning MVPs, bro. Like that.
Like I
that's
woke
not-
up the Sports Center like, wait a minute. Cooper had what? Khan had what?
48,
It was two
39.
white.
I
It
got
was
an
two
alert
white
said,
dudes going back to back. Oh
it said
man.
Cooper had 49 points and only shot 5 threes. He on the way.
Man.
Now people got we at the point where everybody trying to trade Anthony Davis again, and I'm just like, brother, what is the point? Okay, like, what is the?
I mean,
point?
honestly, bro, if I'm Dallas, get everybody the fuck out of here. That white man
Yeah.
just had 48 points.
Exactly.
Threes. Everybody has to go.
Now, Pat, here's my question for you. I got
Well,
one
real
NBA
quick
Go
before I
ahead,
say,
go ahead, man.
before you say that, I just want to say that Cooper Flag is on his way to being the greatest Anglo-Saxon of this century if he keep this shit going.
Greatest Anglo since Larry Bird.
Man, we're there. We're
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and the Anglo who's proud, he Anglo. Because you know Larry Bird, if he could pick, he'd probably be black. He even said himself he's offended when white people got him. Like this is a
Cooper
quote
Flag
he
is
said.
from Maine.
He's from Maine.
He's
He's
all
from
American.
He's
fam.
from
Maine.
the white motherland.
They call
Have
him
you
the
ever
main
met a
event.
human being That that's hard.
Main,
That's hard. I didn't know that was
main
a
event.
nickname.
Main
Main
event.
event is hard.
Main event
Like,
is hard.
Because that nickname that Richard Jefferson tried to give Tyrese Halliburton, the moment. No,
No.
that is
It's
not flying.
Halliburton, bro. It's Halliburton, bro.
Right.
Halliburton.
Yo, who
It's
that dude
Halliburton.
on Barstool who be asking the crazy questions? And he said, "Do you have a nickname?" And then Tyree's like, "Yeah, but I can't say it." He said, "Does it have to rhyme with Taliban?" That was funny. But my question for you, and then we'll wrap it up after this. Now, obviously, the Oklahoma City Thunder still have a great record. 38-11, 5 games up on first place on the Spurs. But they started off on a historical pace, and people were talking about, oh, they're gonna break the Warriors record. Bulls 72-10, 73-9, and they're gonna be one of the greatest teams ever. This is the conversation late October, early November. Since then, they have fallen off a little bit. Obviously, still a good team. Like you just said, they have lost 3 times to the San Antonio Spurs. What do you think about this year's version of the Oklahoma City Thunder? Should they still be the number 1 contender for the title, or are they just doing what you usually do when you're year 2? You're just trying to get through the season.
I mean, look, they're 38-11 as a team. We're having these conversations at 38-11. So, obviously they're 38-11. But I think there's a real conversation to be had about this team. Number one, I don't really know if they have a second star. Like Jalen Williams, number one. Yeah. Granted, he did have wrist surgery in the off season. Obviously, you never know if it's 100%, but he been shooting like an asshole this season. Chet, I don't know if Chet is a guy who's going to be able to give you 23, 24 points a night ever in his career. He may just be an 18-9 with 2 blocks type of guy, which isn't bad at all. That's good. But he may just be an 18-9 type of guy. Like, honestly, a lot of times, if Shea isn't scoring the ball and giving you 45, it's hard for them to score in the half court. Now, when they're playing defense and they getting out in transition, obviously they're doing whatever they want to do. But when they're in a half court and they just swinging the ball around and just shooting. Shea is kind of the only one who can consistently get his own bucket for real. And I think that you see that a lot. Like now, the thing about the Spurs is the Spurs are just as young as you, and they can guard you. They have a lot of guys who can hit a shot and make straight line drives. That's all they can do. Hit a shot and make straight line drives. Shea is really the only one who can like figure it out on his own and like, you know, like with some real wiggle to him and get his own bucket. So I think there's real conversations to be had about this team. And that's a team that like if they made a move at the deadline, I wouldn't hate it. Right? Like obviously people thought that Clippers pick was gonna be the first pick in the draft. The Clippers have been winning games. I think the Clippers can actually make somebody's life hell in the first round. With
How many times we said that in the last 7 years?
I know. I'm just saying. But like that I'm saying like that pick isn't going to be that high, right? It may be like 14, 15 pick in the draft. If they paired up with, not granted, I don't know who they could go get, but if they went out there and wanted to just upgrade their team a little bit, I would be mad at it. But I'm saying all of this, and honestly, I'm nitpicking because they're still 38-11. I think they still have the best record in the league. But there are things that I do see with this squad that's like, I don't know if they're going to be, you know, the way people talked about them last year, like they were going to be some dynasty for the next, I don't know, 10, 15 years. And it's like, I don't necessarily know.
I think dynasties are dead in this era of not just the NBA. I think in sports, it's going to be pretty hard to do that. The Dodgers are the closest thing we're going to get to it right now. Yeah. So I agree. Pat, man, we're definitely going to have you back with the NBA taking over once the NFL ends next week. You got new music out. Let them know where they can follow you, where they can get the new tunes and everything you got going on.
Yeah, man, I got a record called NY Girls featuring my homie T of the swim team that's out right now. Just type in Pavy on any streaming app, Pavy. You can go find it. Go to pavverse.com. And yeah, man, always good talking to you guys.
Yes, sir, brother. We're going to holler at you.
My man.
That is Pavy, man. We're going to wrap up here on I'm Not Gonna Hold You. Of course, you know to follow everything that we've been doing. So next week, once again, stay tuned to my socials to follow if we're gonna have a live show next Friday. Worst case scenario, I will have a Super Bowl preview video up here for y'all, period. So y'all can get my picks once I, get a lay of the land. So I will be in San Francisco. I'll be doing opening night. I'll be doing Radio Row. I'll be doing Super Bowl practice, press conferences, the whole nine. This is my second year doing this. Last year, I remember I was texting Bang. I was texting my homie Braggs. I was texting my man Jared Payton. Everybody who had been to this event before, what to expect. And now that I know what to expect, I know how to move a little bit more. So, I'm looking forward to that. Shout out to everybody who sent me restaurant recommendations. I appreciate y'all because I'm going to be. I lived in Southern California for 10 years and I've never been to the Bay Area. That's the funny part. I just was in LA, in San Diego. I never said, hey, let me go to the Bay. So I'm looking forward to that, man. Bang, anything you want to promote before we get up out of here? Anything y'all got going on?
Tomorrow's the Royal Rumble, so we're gonna do a little pregame show. Tomorrow at 9:05, me and Cam from the port. The Royal Rumble is in Saudi Arabia, so it has a 1 p.m. Central start time. So we get that out the way earlier. So before the Royal Rumble happens, me and Cam from the port will be going live right here on the Barbershop Network to talk Royal Rumble.
Look forward to that. I also want to say we got to stop letting people in their 20s on the internet. I saw somebody tweet yesterday. I'm glad y'all can finally admit that Triple H wasn't that big in the Attitude Era. Now, I might not watch wrestling now that much. I was addicted to it in the Attitude Era. And let me tell you, he was the biggest heel in the company for at least 3 to 5 years running. This is how much I hated. I wanted to spit on Triple H. That is how good he was at his job as a kid. When I would play WWF No Mercy, the first SmackDown, I used to turn no DQ off when I would have Triple H matches. I could just hit him with chairs repeatedly. He was incredible. Stop with the revisionist history. I know y'all 22 and y'all don't remember the I Am the Game JR speech in 1999. Y'all don't remember having the Stone Cold get run over by the car he set up with Rikishi. Y'all don't remember that. All right, y'all wasn't outside. I was outside. Y'all ain't had WWF Aggression, the album. Okay, with Method Man doing a rock, okay? Exactly. Triple H, biggest heel in the WWE past 25 years outside of Vince. That is true. Hunter Hearst, whatever you want to say about corporate Hunter now, Trump voter Hunter now, whatever. But back in his heyday, I will not allow cerebral assassin slander on my watch. Okay, enough. Now, was he big as The Rock and Stone Cold? Obviously not. But I think he had the title for like a year. McMahon Helmsley faction. That was delivering fades every week for like 6 months. I remember. So stop it. That's all I want to say. That's my wrestling take for the week. That's all I'm going to say about that. But anyway, that's all we got for y'all, man. Follow me at BarChair Scott, all social media platforms. Follow Bang at JR Bang. Subscribe to the Patreon, man. We are doing 79th and Hallis off-season pods. We got one up right now. Me and my brother are breaking down everything that the Bears need during the off-season. My brother did a special pod where he's breaking down which players specifically need. That'll be dropping next Tuesday. So subscribe to the $5 79th and Hallis tier if you just want 79th and Hallis content. If you want everything, we've got $10 Holla Barbershop access. Also, subscribe to my YouTube. That is where all of the Super Bowl content is going to be, on my new YouTube channel at BarberChair Scott. The link is in the description box. And not only is it in the description box, you can scan the QR code right here on the screen, man. So that is all I got for y'all. We will holler at y'all next week. We up out of here.